What the fuck?
Your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear a woman's voice. It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse. Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance.
Может, выключишь?
But as she says the word, officer, you feel a spike in the agony. It sounds like the entire radio frequency range is exploding. That's not going to help. You can't shield yourself from this. It's an entirely new type of experience. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
Так. Ты арестована.
Really now? Check this out.
Fuck.
You're overwhelmed with a new surge of violent static. It feels like a blood vessel exploded in your brain.
Что происходит?
I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field. A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale, literally crunch the distance across it.
Если палочка пареньку.
Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
No, выключи ты. Вот хотим привести диалог.
Sounds like she knew someone who used to man one of those stations. But she won't tell you about her. Boy, you're one empathetic police officer to have guessed even that right now.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
Цифры, Мейсон, что они означают? Вот почему близнецы говорили, да?
She likes telling you about the machine. Keep her talking. Look for an opportunity to break loose.
Так, что еще нужно
The
сделать?
pale? It's the end of the world.
И как ты раздобыть что-то подобное?
I built it myself.
Фига себе.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Да.
Oh yeah. Way beyond.
И что, так всегда будет?
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
Ты на себе-то его испытывала?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
Это прекрасно, давай поговорим.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
So she thinks of you as hunters, not cops. And of herself merely as prey.
Слушай, не можешь ты ее просто отключить? У меня тебе пара вопросов, давай просто поговорим.
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
Turn this.
God damn it. Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
Я так подозреваю, это мое.
She's carrying a two-barrel front loader. Remain careful. Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much. There's only 3 meters between you and the machine. If you keep her distracted for long enough, then be careful when you make your move. That'll be it for questions.
Так,
Bide your time.
как ты узнал о нашем
I
приближении?
heard you in the passages. And I've been preparing for quite a while.
Пряча пули под
So
полом.
you found my shack, huh? I'm not surprised.
Her tone is bitter. She thinks she's been betrayed.
Так, готовилась к худшему.
I was. Before I caught you in the pale latitude compressor. I'm fine now.
That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency exit. It was dark in the shack. The waves outside had calmed down. She looked at the loaded gun. Then she cracked the barrel open and took the bullet out.
Так,
I heard you in the passages.
Это мы.
So you found...
Her tone is bitter. She thinks she's been betrayed.
она тебя, кстати, не выдала.
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back.
As opposed to the other knives she's finding there now. Hardy for one.
Ты в отчаянии, не так ли?
I was. Before I caught you in the pale latitude compressor.
That's her admitting it was dark in the shack. The waves outside had calmed down.
Это ты застрелила Леля?
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching. Though I doubt that makes much of a difference to you. Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No. He wouldn't have broken first.
Так, ты права. Первый сегодня со мной поделилась в классе.
Oh. I knew the kitten had claws, but not like this. But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
Так, Кит сказал мне, твоя первая догадка была недалека от истины. Сказал, что мне нужно искать на береге. Сказал мне, что с ним немножко поработать. Так,
Titus and his boys. You told us you were on the coast.
понятно. Видимо, ураган все равно переходил разговор.
Well, fuck. Those guys liked me, I know it. If this is what happens to people who people like,
A dull despair is creeping into her voice.
how the fuck did the rest of you get by?
Слушай, погоди, разве ты не назвал меня открывашкой?
I did, didn't I? Now you come for me. Fuck them all the same.
That did make her forgive them. A little.
Так, я отправлюсь, задавая вопрос за тебя. У меня есть пачка за тебя.
Like what? I already told you I didn't do it.
A strong moral compass. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself.
Так. Как по-твоему, Лили был приятным человеком?
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types.
Так. Ты считала, что профсоюз нуждается в защите?
Yeah, sure. And I didn't like wild pines sending in those foreign hirelings. Me and a fuck ton of other people around here.
She didn't hate it, okay?
Так. Ты существуешь наемником? Это тяжелая работа.
Plenty of broken people who don't come with that kind of body count. Besides, they're paid well for what they do.
Так, у меня еще
I'm
вопросы.
listening.
У тебя есть алиби на время смерти Лили?
Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that client.
Так, у меня вот чувствую в течение 10 минут.
You mean the length of a toilet break? That wouldn't even have been enough time.
Так, и мы провели расследование.
Wow. Now I'm curious. Please, explain.
Так, слушай, с первого этажа в Францах есть секретный проход на крышу.
Don't know it. But also, the shot couldn't have come from the roof. Or we would have all heard it downstairs.
She has a point there. No one mentioned.
That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on it.
Так, ты на крыше для класса.
No. Gifts of flowers and candy aren't really my style.
Так. На классе оплакивала
I
погибшего.
never did understand why, when someone dies, a hothouse's worth of flowers has to die too.
Это были не просто цветы, это символ революции.
So now I'm leaving revolutionary symbols around? Come on.
Was that pity? For you? She sees you're grasping for straws here.
Ладно, значит, ты не оставляла их.
No, I did not.
Ну, хоть что-то выяснили. Нравится лазать по крышам?
Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Claudia's rooftop. Sure, I've hung out there. She's got this great antenna.
Так, что такое отличного в этой
It's
антенне?
very powerful. I used it to tune into RCM frequencies. That's how I knew to be prepared for your arrival.
Это было еще следующего, когда я просралась.
The view's pretty bomb too. But you might say the antenna was the main attraction there, yeah. Along with Plaza.
Так, значит, ты уверена, что не стреляла в наемника?
Yes, I'm sure. And
У
anyway,
тебя-то
as
есть
a
оружие?
band,
Где ж ты его
the
взяла?
gun store,
В каком оружии?
Trigger Happy Jacks.
Вторая глава?
What did you think? That I'm going to squeal on my gun supplier? Sorry, not that kind of gal.
Так, я вижу двуствольный пистолет. А другое оружие у тебя есть?
Sure don't.
The breech loader?
No.
This is such a wipeout.
Я что-то не уверен, что это за пистолет.
A knocked-away 80s front loader. Two-barreled. Not really what you were looking for, I'm guessing.
Так, есть еще кое-чем
Yeah.
спросил бы.
Evidence.
Хотя ладно.
Yeah? Where?
More questions before doing anything.
Так, если наемника убил не ты, то кто это
How
сделал?
should I know? As I keep saying, he already had a bullet in his head when I got to him, and there hasn't been any useful gossip over the radio.
Those rings around her eyes, her tired voice. She's been staying up late, listening in on the conversations
Может, это
crisscrossing.
ее контейнер стоит в порту, который я мог бы при помощи риторики разговорить.
Police radio? You've been following the case?
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there, in Claus's room, lying on his side. He was still warm, but the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for a good long while.
Так, что произошло в воскресенье вечером? Разложи свою версию.
She eyes you warily as the
It's okay. We just want to...
All right, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over a few beers, like always. Then Klasha comes in, all pale and shuddering. She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. So I grab a seat next to her.
Да, немножко, тебе не показалось, что она под кайф?
Oh yeah, super. But I didn't think too much of it at first. I'd seen her party hard before.
Так, Класс сказал, что ты сразу поняла, что что-то не так.
No, I really didn't. She's not that easy to read. I just assumed she'd done too much blow. It wouldn't be a first for her. But no such luck. She asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead. I knew she couldn't get the authorities involved, so yeah.
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
Так, как тебе удалось придумать так быстро план?
What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea.
What?
Yeah, in cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of herself once we got up there. It was like she was another person. The party girl was gone. She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around his neck to fake lividity. Then she dressed him while I went to get the party girl.
she lied to you
Так,
about
слава,
that
значит, так.
too.
Замечательно. Она была спокойна, это нехорошо.
Yeah. I wasn't sure whether to admire her or be disturbed.
Думаешь, что она убила Лили?
As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything downstairs. No gunshot, nothing.
But even if this is true, weren't you worried the lynching might lead to...
War? The thought crossed my mind. But the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way. Although the way things are going,
She doesn't want to talk about this, but not because she has something to hide. She doesn't want the guilt.
fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me.
Так, если ты его не убивала, зачем прятаться?
I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around for questioning by a goddamn La Puta Madre agent.
Ты еще агент Лопута Мадре.
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon, his human can opener.
Me.
Fucking hell. And why me? It hits especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded.
Кто все-то? Кто все-то? Откуда ты об этом знаешь?
Everyone in Jamrock. The cops? The criminals? Why do you think I'm holed up in here with a goddamn death ray waiting for me?
If she knows that about you, she must know your real name too.
Так, скажи, как меня зовут?
Here you are. One corrupt motherfucker with the disco pants and a funny tie. Agent to la puta madre.
So she knows your name. That doesn't mean you're on the tape. Criminals make up bogus stories about cops all the time. All of this just means that you're effective. Criminals know you and are scared of you.
А, никакой не агент, я даже не знаю, кто эти.
Right. Sure. You don't know.
Можешь просветить?
I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will explain it all to you soon enough.
И кто, чем ты насолил к этому матери?
You know what I did. I fucked him over. And now I have Harry Can Opener in my lair. Fucking Titus.
Wait, one thing, possibly small, but she said you rolled into town. Was that you singular or plural?
Когда я
She might
появился в
know
городе, со мной
something.
кто-нибудь был?
Yeah, you had your death squad with you. What happened to them anyway?
Я не знаю, что
Sure
это
you
значит.
do. I bet they're just outside waiting. I guess I'll take my chances.
Никто был у него.
Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude. You had two guys and a lady. The guys looked pretty buff. Lady wasn't bad either.
Что еще?
One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had a brooding something or other about him. And the woman was the only one in uniform. That sound about right?
No idea who these people are, literally. Satellite Officer Victor looks out of the window grimly, then puts his coffee down and turns to Patrol Officer Miller. We can either take a room here in the work or go home for today. Let's go home, Jean. Nothing's going to happen today, she responds quietly. Jean takes his blonde off. Call Heidelstein. He can give us a ride.
Кажется, я их знаю, они в Мартинезе.
Christian, lock, set.
Fantastic. I've got to get on the road. Then you can go find your friends. Unless you have anything pressing to ask me.
Так, полевой брос, высокий шанс, красная проверка. Я больше не могу, просто уходи.
Glad to have been of assistance. Best of luck to you, officer.
The woman runs past you and disappears into the darkness of the tunnel.
Срань, господин, возможно, я только что сделал кое-что ужасное, отпустив ее.
All things considered, it could have gone worse.
Погоди, разве нам не надо ее догнать?
No, I don't think she did it. She's someone else's case now.
Так, и что теперь?
Now we have to come up with a really good excuse for why we walked right into a trap like that. This isn't her tent. Maybe there's something in there.
Фак, вот это было жестко. Так. Ну, возможно, если все-таки... Ну, это была красная проверка, если удалось ее провести, то у нас бы был бы этот... Скажите, я скажу. Подопытный, нет, подопытный. Человек, на которого можно было бы свалить всю вину впоследствии. Денежка. Собственно, выхода здесь нету. Так. Друамин. Здоровье. Кухонная тварь. Хорошо, с бананами. Деньга. А в палатке что?
The plain red tent stands by dispassionately.
Так,
The tent looks old, but well maintained. In the darkness of the tent, a rolled-up sleeping bag, cooking utensils, some books, and a kerosene lamp. It reeks of cigarettes. Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover. On another, a ghost airship. You also see a collection of radio enthusiast magazines.
See anything?
Так, журнал.
Rager
Да.
Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More Technological Digest. One of the magazines doesn't have images on the cover. If you pocket the worn brown leather journal, a trusted friend left.
We should read this immediately. Like, right now.
Согласен. Такс. Дневник Руби.
A thick journal, The cover is worn like someone used to carry it around in their back pocket. It's
Смотреть.
made of full-grain leather. The lower left corner of the back cover sports an embossed brand name, Schneller. Schneller is a stationery brand from Gottwald, beloved among architects and engineers.
Так,
The
дальше
journal
что?
falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages have been filled.
Изучить почерк.
The large cursive of someone who writes quickly and confidently. Perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and even paragraphs have been crossed out, with tiny corrections scrawled above and in the margins. It's a
Пролистать.
mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal reflections, all dated.
It's good she left in a hurry. We could learn a lot from this.
Так, что за логистика?
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. Looks like contact information, quantities, directions.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes. I can give this to her after we finish this.
Допустим. Так, что за схема?
Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, calculations of distance and density. You make out a familiar spiral shape,
Так, что-нибудь личное.
short wry observations of people and places, probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also, what appears to be attempts to sort through some difficult decisions. There are a few passages with many questions in them.
Так, когда она начала вести его?
The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful as I can while looking for a way out. Remember, no one is indispensable.
Что она написала в день смерти Лели?
Nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though, well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm bad at this. Loyal to a fault. But that's another matter entirely. She is referring to betraying her previous employer. Does this suggest she did it in self-defense?
Есть что-нибудь? А, ла puta madre.
That name isn't mentioned as far as you can tell. Small wonder. Would you talk about La Puta Madre in your journal? You do see an M, though. La Puta Madre? M is mentioned on March 9th and March 15th.
Что на 9 марта?
Great. M's peon is coming to town, no doubt to investigate the lynching. But also, I feel it in my gut to finally put a bullet in my head while I'm napping in my lorry or on a smoke break. Well, I won't stick around just to twist my own neck by constantly looking over my shoulder. Then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the call? Were you supposed to find her, even apart from the investigation then? On M's request? No, you wouldn't do something like this.
Нет,
This
точно не
must be
ошибка.
a mistake. Whatever you may look like, you don't feel like a hired assassin.
Прочитай запись на 12.
Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know when I'll be able to leave, or if I'll be ratted out. They will rat me out, of course. I've made it a point to believe in the best in people, the boys, for example. But did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people, they'd take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that. Economic measures first of all. Gotta make a living, right? I can still hear his voice in the receiver. Taste the plastic. The entry ends abruptly. That must have been one hell of a conversation.
Так, что говорится в последней
The
записи?
most recent entry is from today. It reads, even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run. Not really my idea of the open road. Man, I was really looking forward to winning.
It looks like she might have been framed.
That would be a first, or a fourth. But who's counting, he thinks. Very rarely does anyone actually get framed.
Так, если она невиновна, может, к лучшему, что мы ее не...
I wouldn't go so far as to say that. We have other reasons to arrest her. Besides, I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much better than with us. Especially if she has problems with the Madre.
Ким, я Что, правда, агент Лапута Мадри?
No, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to be sure.
А кто это такой?
The head of a major Jamrock gang, specializing in drug production and trafficking. A very bad person.
Редиска.
He's not 100% sure you're not indebted to this very, very bad person.
Тогда кто, по-твоему, убил
Could have
Мельника?
been Titus. Then again,
Но из того никто не слышал.
maybe there's a Hardy boy we've yet to meet, who acted as his accomplice. Either way, we need to keep an eye on him. One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling and rags. Questions to ask. We should get to it.
Окей. Так. Руби рассказала, что вы полицейский такой себе. Так, ну это да. Учитесь в танце. Понятно. Ничего непонятно. Так, есть навык. Самообладание. Предметов. Я вот технику, по-моему, хотел качнуть, да? Ладно, пока что не буду. А мы аппарат-то не будем забирать с собой, как улику, или пускай валяется? Ну, видимо, пускай валяется. Окей. Ну, там еще один вот помещение было. Как-то в него можно зайти? Да, можно. Тут незаметно вообще от слова. Что это такое? Шапка революционера. Запах и пыль. Так, здесь же много... Кто не спал. Здесь также запустили ступки. Акционная пропаганда. Понятно, мы в бункере. Столь тарелки. Нет, выйди. Я эту дыру не найду. Окей. Тогда на выход. Нифига себе, конечно. Вот эта встреча встреч была. Я вижу несколько вариантов, что могло произойти. Если бы мы сбили вот этот ее аппарат, то она могла бы подстрелить Кима. Или Ким бы ее подстрелил. И она бы осталась с нами, мы могли бы ее допросить более точно. Но то была красная проверка, и 72% что-то я не знаю, как-то я не решился почему-то. Так, с игры. Возможно, мне еще это стрельнет. Ну да ладно. Так, инструменты. Фонарик можно убрать. Где мой универсальный инструмент? О, бля, какая. Так, шляпа это, конечно, хорошо. Но ушанка это лучше. Так, может тут полицейская волна и визуальный анализ. О, какой джентльмен.
This hat is so soft, so warm. It wraps around your head, and your mind tingles with all manner of socio-economic theory.
Это же ушанка, да?
Kraz Mazov would have worn this, Yushenka. Mazov knew where to cook those thoughts. That's why it bears a Mazovian logo. Glory to the revolution, comrade. Whether you like it or not, wearing this hat has made you more communist.
Отлично. Просто превосходно. Какой же я стрёмный. Ладно. Так. Сейчас. Я все еще не могу же телепортнуться. Да, набережная Мартинеза. Нет, к сожалению, не могу. Странно. Очень странно. Ладно. Ну хоть... Счастье попытаюсь увидеть.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Logic and reason won't work on this old bat. Better go for shameless emotional manipulation. What's the grandmother's deepest vulnerability?
Какое у бабулек самое слабое место? Гречка.
Does it feel like a good thing, though?
Так. А что будет с детьми Лилиен, с близнецами и крошкой Лили?
What do you mean? What's going to happen? We are gonna grow up, of course. I raised my own kids in this village, and they are doing fine for themselves.
И с ними все в порядке, они не превратились в агонизирующих алкоголиков.
No, they are good kids. I brought them up the right way.
А сейчас они где?
No, we moved to Faubourg for work.
Как вы думаете, что будут делать дети Лиен, когда вырастут?
Well, I imagine we'll grow up and live too.
You've got her. Now just reel her in.
А теперь?
Then,
Wait. Let her come to it herself.
I
Допустим.
don't believe the Fat Man's Youth Center is going to change anything. But what other choice do we have? It's not like the coalition government is coming to save us. I won't be around much longer anyway. Not with the dampness in my wounds. If they want to take a chance, who am I to stop them?
Так, кивнуть.
Did you say something?
Я говорю, вы можете сделать первый шаг и подписать эти бумаги.
Reluctantly, she takes the pen from your hand, scribbles her name on the line, and hands everything back to you.
Спасибо.
See that you didn't just get us all screwed. I might be half blind, but I have a good memory for treachery.
Let's go, Melit.
He's not dissatisfied with you, but with himself.
Разочарован не в тебе, а в себе. Не буду ей говорить неприятных новостей, потому что я прав. Шумом выгореть с этого места. Ладно, пойдем, отправим. Фак, как же я телепортировался-то? Ладно.
Stop. Just up ahead. Danger.
Какая опасность?
What you have isn't enough. You'll need more firepower. A ranged weapon. Water streams down your Kavalzun KR2 multi-tool. It looks impressive. But what can it do against military-grade weaponry?
В смысле? Может, ты готов к тому, что ждет впереди?
Then you'd better get ready. Whatever happens, I've got your back.
Не знаю, что это означает, но мысль интересная. Ломбард закрыт, я просто хотел... Раскрыть, я скажу. Забежать, отдать свой этот хлам. А чё за опасность-то? Возьму-ка я кирасу, что ли, на всякий пожарный. Что-то мне это все не нравится, ребят. Фонка. Можно фонарем в них просто кинуть. Так. Ладно. Мне очень интересно, конечно, что там происходит. Какая-то опасность. В чем прикол-то?
I'm all out of shits to give,
Опа.
loincloth. Welcome to the fucking reckoning.
Что происходит? Картенер. Кто все эти люди?
Put your damn gun down.
Я что,
People
трибунал?
are gonna get hurt. We
Это-
need to talk this through. All right?
Похоже, что это трибунал. Оказывается, раз нашли Руби, то начался трибунал. Окей.
Shut up. You're gonna talk yourself out of this, loincloth shit fuck.
This is the scab leader. His chest rises and falls under the ceramic breastplate. His fingers reach for the butt of his sidearm.
Ким?
This is a misunderstanding. Nothing irreversible has happened yet. You can just return to your unit and forget all about this.
The Kipt is merciful, willing to spare us if we just forget about our murdered and humiliated commander. I think we should just kill everyone, Corti.
You are all drunk. Come to your senses. You won't gun down 7 people in the middle of the street. This isn't a frontier town or a jungle outpost.
Easy, Lizzie. Let me handle it. I know guys like this. I'm sure we can come to a peaceful agreement. Ain't that right, fellas?
Peaceful.
Nest in your abdominal cavity like a little wild mouse. The masked man's words are barely intelligible, but
Fuck, there's the third one. How did we miss something like this?
Понятия не имею.
The lieutenant is genuinely worried for his life. You should consult him before getting in there.
Выясним. У нас мало времени, это...
The mercenary tribunal.
Ну, что делать будем?
My plan is not to get killed, but we have to intervene.
Так, здоровяк. Это чертов командир антистачник.
If this turns into a firefight, we should take him out first.
У тебя же есть пистолет, можешь ему...
A sound strategy. He's the leader.
Так, встать между ними. Там что дойти.
No, we have to step in. This is not going to end well if we don't.
Стоять! Полицаи!
Get lost, comedian. You cops had your chance. Now it's fucking time for some justice.
Так.
I think he's calmed down a bit.
Pig fuck!
Ого. Так. Я вижу, что
Ah,
вы стены.
yeah! Welcome to the fucking party. You're probably gonna get killed too. I don't give a shit if you're cops.
No one is going to kill anyone. Let's just put the guns down and talk like civilized human beings.
With a wordless gurgle, the killer loads his long rifle. The leader gives a small nod to the helmeted man. You feel your fists contract as you stand there between these men, all carrying real weapons. No, it's okay. Soften him up and trust the others to attack if it comes to that. Make him talk. Present an argument. I'm barely keeping you together here. This is it. If you talk to him, he will rattle you, not the other way around. Peace. Always peace. It has worked thus far. Start with the first idea you have. Move down from that.
Так.
Please.
Кто это? Показать на человека.
Rude. Rude is the killer. Rude, the killer. Howen Cloven. He doesn't talk much.
All of you cunts inside
Ебите в
out.
ухо. Так, что-что?
Rip you open.
Убивца, да?
The gunner. The raddest. The killer. What do you think he does?
There, on the rim of Owen Clerven's helmet, you count little stick figures. 19, 20, 21.
Перестать.
About 50 little stick figures. All of them black, plus 2 little white ones in the end. These men served in Seminai, the native islanders.
Убивает черных?
That's right. Plenty of kips here in Revachol, too.
T, let's fucking do it.
Цыц.
Easy, easy now.
Так, они этого не
Yeah.
делали.
Who did that?
Так, это... Руби, это был я? Можно собой пожертвовать, что ли? Да, кто вел? Это был кто-то другой. Кто-то, кого сейчас здесь нет.
How fucking convenient.
Так, конечно, мог просто кто угодно. Хотя здесь все убийцы, его застрелить с большого расстояния, это работа снайпера.
You think I'm fucking stupid, cop? What if I just shot one of your pals here? How about the kid? Tell me. Magic fucking sniper. What?
Listen, please. This cop and this drumhead court marshal won't decide who...
Нет, он не решает. Остается только молиться.
Your mind
Fuck.
grinds to a halt. All you can see is the revolver in the man's armored hand, swaying, pointed at her. You move your mouth like a fish gasping for air.
Ее там даже не было.
The shot rings in your ears, a low, tinny ring. Then the Hardy Boys yell something.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Fuck this.
Блин, сейчас они тут перестреляют друг
There's a
друга.
coarse shuffle against something.
Gene! Cancel Lizzie! Now!
He wants you to open fire on the mercenaries before he does. He's waiting for you and your partner to be the shield.
Так, гостиница Wild Pines этого не
You
одобряет.
think I care what that company cunt thinks?
Так, Wild Pines не простят, если вы вырежете кучу невинных людей. Понятно. Он не хочет разговаривать со мной. Мы с ней работаем вместе, она знает, что вы неуправляемы, она мне сказала.
She's gone, you stupid fuck. Sailed off 5 minutes ago. She doesn't give a shit about you, Silos. Stay cool! How is she?
I'll be okay. I'll be...
She'll be gone soon, too. Company bitch is gone. Lely's gone. Fuck are we still doing in this shithole?
Guys,
Hold your ground. Any more of you run, I'll shoot you myself.
Нифига себе.
They're huddled close in a formation. Still, the rest will stay. Even if it means dying here with him.
Где Классия? Она бы все
Who the
объяснила.
fuck is that?
Glacia, the woman upstairs, where is she?
she left.
Уехала!
Unarmed, hunched, but keeping it together.
А, какого ты там делаешь?
What am I doing? My fucking establishment is under fire.
Так
You know how
ныкайся.
much windows cost?
В каком смысле
She
уехала?
left. Her room's cleaned out. Right before these assholes showed up.
We should have arrested her.
Да.
You can feel how upset he is with himself. Just for a second. Then the fear takes over and he's back in the...
Hey, Bushman! Your little cunt isn't gonna help you out of this one.
She's gone. Forget about it now.
Так.
Concentrate on this.
Мгм. Да вы ж пьяны, посмотрите на себя.
Yes. So what?
Так, ты не судишь трезво.
Nah. I'm clear as day. Fucking government ordained super soldier.
Enough already! What is this? We didn't come here to fucking chat!
Interrupt me again and I will execute you on the spot, Lance Corporal.
Так. Давай, внушение.
Dangerous. Ask about him first. You don't want personal facts about his dead friend coming out of your mouth. He has to start it.
Мгм. Так. Классно, сперва задай вопрос. Кто ты, Корти?
Sergeant Major Raoul Cortiner, reporting in to burn this fucking mud hut to the ground.
As he moves, the interlocking pieces of his armor click softly. Click, click, click. The realization comes to you like a picture puzzle coming together. His name is Raoul Cortiner. The dead man's name is Elise Cortiner. He's brothers. We
Понятно.
know. Probably foster brothers.
Да.
Elise was put into a foster home, remember?
Ну, сдали после того, как нашли в этом спрессовывателе листьев.
For killing, maiming, and humiliating our commanding officer. You're all sentenced to death by lead.
Картенар, знакомое имя? Рауль и Элис Картенар. Смотрите, соболезную по поводу брата.
He wasn't my fucking brother. We just grew up on the same farm and got beat into place by the same sick fuck.
Так, а потом пошли в одну военную академию, в один отряд на одну войну.
Same fucking mud hut town, too.
Okay, good.
Так, родители бросили его в сраном прессе для листьев.
Who? Laylee.
Да, когда он был младенцем.
We researched him. We contacted the ICP and looked at his birth records. That was in there. And other things.
They fucking put Laylee in a leaf compactor. And now these cunts finished the job.
There's real anguish in his voice. A drunken sadness suddenly engulfs him.
It's a mind fuck, Corty. He wasn't put in a leaf compactor. They're making it up to fuck with us. Major, permission to.
Open fire. We can't have that. Interfere now.
Слушай, твой Лили, все говорят о нем хорошее, язык у него был подвешен.
Fuck do you mean?
We've heard testimony. People say he was charismatic, a nice guy to be around.
Yeah. He liked to chat up the natives. Share leaflets. Squeeze a bit of kit tass here and there. Great fucking idea that turned out to be. If Laylee was here, he would spare the lot of you. Maybe shoot one for show. But me, I'm not a big fan of public affairs, Clay Monkey. I'll gun every one of you down for what you did.
Ready to open fire, Major. At your command.
У него были голубые глаза, так ведь, у брата твоего?
Baby blue, yeah. Like someone fucked up and put a baby's eyes on a grown man. It was creepy, but bitches like that shit, I guess. Or, I don't know what bitches like. I just know how to mow down clots.
Твой брат не служил такой смерти. Я обещаю, я найду убийцу.
Find his killer. Cop, his killers stand right there, shitting their pants, and you're standing in the way, protecting them.
They didn't...
Shush, sister. Blood's all gone out now. Not long to go till the rattle starts. One...
Big talk, but that leaf compactor won't leave his mind anytime soon. It's a small thing, but it got him off center.
Давай 92%.
Alright, here we go. This is an illegal tribunal. Krenner would never sanction this. Who's the commanding officer? Take your pick. You only have time for one argument. Choose wisely.
Так. Раньше вы назывались Данного, что произошло. Давайте только на один аргумент. Так, для ясности.
Me? I fucking told you. I'm a Crenell Major with 15 years of live combat experience. When my colonel gets hanged by clay monkeys, I lead the platoon on a retaliation strike.
То есть из вас троих у тебя самое высокое звание?
Nah, I just have the biggest gun.
Technically, the other man has the biggest gun. But we're beyond that now.
А самое высокое звание?
King Reaper.
Как глава этой группы, пожалуйста, остановись. Здесь еще можно избежать кровопролития.
You're right. But you see, I want it to end in bloodshed.
Okay, it's not much. But he's thinking about something else. And his hand is off the gun. This did something.
Почему же так и не нашел пистолет?
What's that, loincloth? I can't hear you. Sounds like you got your mouth full of dick. Rude.
Shit, this is it. Tell him anything. Tell him you have more information.
Так, мне просто не хватило времени, чтобы раскрыть убийство. Знаешь, кто убил твоего полковника? Я скрывал эту информацию. Я сделал все, что мог. Просто не хватило времени.
Rude. Kill him.
Чё?
The porcelain man raises his rifle and takes aim at you. His hands are steady, and the long barrel of the rifle sways slowly. An Easter AR-FA-7, built for taking out light armored vehicles. It will devastate you.
Ким, где Ким?
From the corner of your eye, you see the lieutenant raise his pistol and aim it at Rude. He's trying to find a straight line of sight before the rifleman can... You steer down the barrel of the gun. You see Rude's mask behind it, his eyes in the slit of the helmet, like a camera lens, focusing on you. God, you're so frail. Too frail to think further. Time is running out.
Я не увернусь, да?
A low shot rings. Feel a tapping, like rain on your chest plate. Heavy drops of rain. Then the sound of dice rolling as the cuirass distributes the shot evenly from plate to plate. You got hit. The armor took most of it, but still your ribcage burns. Feels like blood is slowly seeping into your lungs.
God, please.
He's aiming for the eye slot in Rude's helmet. An extremely difficult shot. He has to. The rifleman will fire at you again. 2 shots ring at once. One from the lieutenant's pistol, and the other from the balls. It's aimed at the lieutenant, but it misses. You hear a scream behind you.
Так. Кто кричал-то? Ким, он
Blood gushes from the helmet's eye sockets as Rude staggers back. An unbelievable shot from the lieutenant.
Кто орал-то?
Glenn, dying in a puddle of blood behind you. His mangled torso has 2 gunshot wounds. Blood gushes out of them like...
Oh God, watch out!
Так. Тьму в глаза.
A look of happiness. His eyes seem unnaturally bright, shining like stars. Something in the fear must distort him somehow. He is evil, and the end. Here it comes. Death.
Так. Вернемся. Сейчас умру, да?
You can't. There is no time. Something inside your pelvis explodes. Your entire lower body is on fire, and your legs can't support you. You fall down like a rag doll. The pain is too immense to scream. It pushes the air out of your lungs. Everything goes dark. A distant blur as you recede into it. The Hardy Boys are yelling. Someone is running, jumping over you. In the background you hear gunfire shatter glass, and then a man in pain. It's Titus with a splat like meat. You hear bullets rip into him. His voice, still giving orders, grows fainter. A gurgle. He's not gonna make it.
Так, что с нижней
Feels
частью?
slick and warm with blood. The pain is too strong to know what has happened there. Even clutching to your consciousness takes everything you got.
Каких частей у меня не хватает?
Most of what's down there.
Ну похер.
You can also feel the bone where the bullet went in. Something very sharp, like broken teeth under your fingers.
Что я вижу?
Nothing. A persisting darkness. Dancing lights of pain. Distant shadow.
You're bleeding out.
Я истекаю, никто не хочет со мной иметь дело. Так темно. И меня сорвало, потому что ничего, кто я такой. Я все помню. Так темно.
Stay with me.
But you can't. It's so hard. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the sounds ever more distant. And a cold comes over you. The lieutenant, too, is somewhere far away, almost gone. When suddenly, you sense something behind him, a shadow towering. Someone stands there, raising his pistol at him. The lieutenant does not see it. He's pushing down on your wound with both hands.
Нет, только не говори, что Кима сейчас убьют.
No, you scream. Behind you, from your bloody lips, your eyes are full of fear. There is no room for hesitation. The lieutenant turns around and fires, his body falling on yours. You hear a roar of pain, a death scream. The sound disappears, like someone pressed stop on the tape. The hulking figure, too, is gone. And so is Kim.
This is death. One more door, baby. One more door.
Нет, я хочу вернуться в бой.
The fight? There is no fight. The fight is over. It was lost 1,000 years ago. You have laid here forever. Keep falling deeper. Take the toll. He's not taking it. His body is not taking it. Oh God, no. He's not disintegrating. He's swelling up instead. Over the hours. Hurting. Moaning in his sleep. And rotting. And being disinfected. And smelling of drugs. And feeling saliva in his mouth. Drifting in painkillers. Thrashing in his wound sleep.
He can't go. Not before the case is solved. There is a radio in the distance. A radio of the world. Playing sounds. Good morning, Elysium. Soon you will return to the world.
Hours turn to days. Soon we will get up again and go through it again. Finally we know what the infernal engine was outside. The clarion call. It was him. He is the infernal engine. He never stops. He only gets wild.